Yo, welcome back to the Millionaire, your go-to spot for anything finance related. From how-tos and top 10s to Reddit threads, we've got all your favorite content. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe to stay updated. Today, we have a hilarious Reddit thread on what would you do if you were rich. Nothing exorbitant, nice piece of real estate, few toys, money in the bank, live off interest, help out some fam. Freedom. This is the best answer. Not being extravagant with your money, but rather sensible with a little self-indulgence on the side. Honestly, you laugh, but some of the richest people I know, I live a weird life where I constantly interact with really poor and extremely rich people. Live less extravagantly than this. Like small apartment, normal food, occasionally bust out $100,000 to go on a trip to Europe. My best friend is a millionaire, which I didn't know for many years. One day he got a check in the mail for $40,000 from some stock options he got working at a company years ago. He said, "Oh yeah, I forgot about this." I'd buy some furniture, like an ottoman or a Chesterfield. Haven't you always wanted a monkey? Never been a fan of the Chesterfield sofas and chairs, but I tell you what, the Chesterfield rocking chairs look awesome. I gotta save a cool 300 to 400 euros before I can afford one though. Just leave them on the Chesterfield. I'd buy a green dress, but not a real dress, that's cruel. Ride on my bicycle with nothing more in my backpack than a camera and 2 notebooks, one for writing and one for drawing. I would make uninteresting photos, write dull stories, and draw lousy drawings, and I'd love it. Sounds like you want to live the dream. There's something very satisfying about this answer. Seems like a good way to think about life, no matter how much money you got. You don't need to be rich for it, just to be very brave. You sound like a romantic era philosopher. Get myself a really nice kitchen. I want a gas stove and a double oven, dry aging locker, flash freezer, real sous vide gear, a proper grill and smoker, sharp knives, new pans and pots. I want an herb garden, and I also want to live near a farmer's market. I want for once in my life to be able to cook delicious food for myself, friends, and family without compromising, and without having to use ghetto-fied techniques due to a lack of proper equipment. I would buy a fancy-ass outside kitchen and barbecue. Hope one day we can make our cooking dreams come true. All day long I'd bitty bum. At least you wouldn't have to work hard. Yaha deedle deedle bubba bubba deedle deedle dum. Buy up golf courses and turn them into nature sanctuaries, food forests, etc. People would still want to have golf courses, so companies would continue to open them up. You'd forever be spending money to restore land that someone else destroyed. Golf courses are anything but destroyed land. It's like the earth being in a spa for years. Well, nice golf courses at least. Just because they manicure the land doesn't mean it hasn't destroyed the natural ecosystem that was there previously. Oh, for sure. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really make a dent. Nowhere near as much land as logging or as toxic as fracking, quarries, etc. A golf course will be overgrown after a year being left alone. Trees after a few years. Nothing. You hear about people who are multimillionaires or even billionaires such as Jeff Bezos. It amazes me they still work. I wouldn't have a job. Look, this universe is millions of years old, and we're alive for what, like 80 years? And after we die, we never get to live again. That means time is the most important thing we have by far. If I was rich, I wouldn't work. Life is way too short to spend the limited time we have doing something other than exactly what we want. Once you have even $1 million, it's not like your house or car is going to be anywhere near that price to be a quality one. Even $300,000 will get you a nice house. Even $40,000 will get you a nice car. If I was Jeff Bezos, I would have left the game a long time ago. He has much more money than time. Don't forget what matters. Order 5 Guys without agonizing over it for half an hour. Upgrade my Vive to an Index. Buy more games for my friends. Buy more clothes. How rich? Start playing golf. Or buy the Carolina Panthers football team? I was hoping for richer than buying a sports team rich. Nope, I wish I would be able to get the New York Giants, but I want to keep the Marlins. But if they stop doing that, then I'm buying the Giants and keeping them in MetLife. I believe the correct grammar is whom. Joking aside, I think I'd love to give ultra-low-interest refinance loans to people who got in over their heads with credit. A requirement would be a finance class I'd teach and performance evaluations along the way. I got a business degree, and I love personal finance every step of the way. I've held little finance parties at my house where I went over everyone's finances and actually helped all of them get out of debt, except one who has since returned to debt due to unemployment. I'd love to do that sort of thing with underprivileged communities where the odds of getting a decent education with finance is very low. I'd have a show like Oprah, which I would host. I'd be fine with people giving me their wish lists, maybe adopt some babies from less than fortunate backgrounds, give away a few Mercedes because why not? Help grant somebody's last wish because generosity is nice. I'd hire someone to write my own theme music. I play basketball with all kinds of famous people. Make it rain all the time, just because I can. Feed everybody as best I can. I want to be rich so freaking bad. Buy up ranches across the country and adopt all the abandoned dogs to fill them up. Other animals need sanctuaries too. And why ranches? We need beef from somewhere. Live as I do now, not tell anyone other than my very close family, and enjoy sweet freedom of having money to do stuff. Travel and trying different foods would be top of my list. If I'm filthy rich, I would start a fully funded biotechnology training and research center and offer scholarships to students. Right now, I'd do an ad campaign to encourage people to wear masks. I'd get a bunch of celebrities, from actors and athletes to musicians, to the more worthless ones like the Kardashians. I'd offer a free mask to anyone who sent off for one. I'd try to start a viral campaign about how masks are cool. Mega rich? Pay all my employees more than the living wage. End homelessness. Lobby for a rethink on drug policy, specifically removing drug policy from the justice arena to the health arena. Lobby for an end to tax exemptions for religious bodies. Invest in renewable energy. See if Elon Musk wants to get baked and drop a tab with me. First, I would buy myself a decent house and invest in some land or property to make sure I can live comfortably for the rest of my life, as well as my family. Then, any extra money would be devoted to research. I'll research things that help people, either directly, like vaccines or drugs, or indirectly, technology and engineering, etc. And I'll give away these discoveries for free, so anyone can use them. However, if large companies want to base products off them, I'll charge 1% of any profit made. This accumulated money I get will be used to set up a charity organization that provides food and shelter for homeless people and jobs for struggling people. I guess it would depend on how we define rich in this context. We're talking about being rich in a sense of currency, it'd be a simple answer for me. Save it and live off the interest, freeing myself up from working and pulling some extra out here and there to make long-term investments. Like a fully paid off house for my family, paying off the car. This way we can just enjoy life's simple things. If we talk about being rich in something, I would want to be rich in history, so I may pass that history and all its teachings to another, and so that they may do the same, in a constantly growing and evolving cycle. So, my wife just finished med school. She starts her surgical residency soon, and I'll leave you to Google what we'll be pulling at the ripe age of 30. I do a lot of thinking about what is responsible to do with it. How much do I leave for my kids and grandkids? How do I provide well for them without making them spoiled asshole children? What is the morality of generational wealth? Overall, I really admire how Bill Gates has done it. He built his wealth, and now he works full-time, spending it as effectively as he can to help the people of the world. Obviously, our scale will be quite different, but it really matters to me that we're good Christian stewards of our money, not hoarders of it. 1. Help my family out, since we're going through hard times even before this pandemic. 2. Attend a better college and university and pay for my classes. 3. Move away from this hellhole that we live in. 4. Buy a nice house with the perfect plot of land. 5. Start up my own business. And 6. Take my friends and family out for trips. Probably the same thing I'm doing now, just hanging out with my family, learning new things, making art, but I'd live somewhere closer to nature, with my debts paid off. That's all I really need to have a good life. The rest can go to charities for children, animals, the homeless, and those with chronic diseases, as long as I have my family's basic needs met. I really enjoy my job, so I would keep working even if I was rich. I'd buy a very nice house and car. A large portion of my money would go in well-placed investments. I'd have a full-size chess set in my backyard. I'd also want someone, like my parents or someone, to encourage me to give to legit charities, because I know I'm too greedy to not do it unless someone tells me to. I would buy a couple apartment communities and make them to be lived in by people with disabilities and careers, as well as build some centers for children and adults with special needs, as well as shelter for animals and reptiles. Buy a mansion, cure world hunger, buy a bunch of Shopkins to increase my collection, buy all the video games and video game consoles I've ever wanted, and then run a gaming business. This might be edited if I have more ideas, but goddamn would my life be amazing. I would buy a nice house for the wife, and it'll have a separate garage/workshop where I can spend my day working on cool old-school Japanese and Euro cars. Then have a track to race around too. If you enjoyed the video today, be sure to like it, and then go subscribe to our channel for content being posted weekly. We have it all, from hilarious rich moments to tips on how to be the next millionaire. See you next time!